So apparently, Karmelo Anthony has now been moved from his family's home to a top secret location for safety reasons. Now they say that it's because of threats and the big bad protest that happened yesterday. And I knew and I told you guys that they were going to use yesterday's little protest as a way to paint themselves out as a victim. I'm not taking this, we had to move Karmelo to a top secret location like he's the freaking president or something. I'm not taking this that seriously at all. This is an overreaction. This is a dramatization. This is theatrics coming from the activist baby beater who is now the spokesman for Karmelo and his family. I knew that they were going to try to use yesterday's events as a way to pretend that they're so afraid. Oh my God, the danger that we are in. And it's just so hypocritical. It just makes you roll your eyes because, we had an entire summer of BLM riots where cities were burnt to the ground, autonomous zones were set up in the middle of the street, people were getting shot left and right, people were getting attacked in their cars, pulled out their cars. All hell was breaking loose for months on end, and we were told that it was all mostly peaceful. But yesterday, 8 people showed up to a Austin Metcalf protest, like 9 or 10 people in a parking lot. They'll tell you that the numbers are bigger, but those numbers were the media. The media that was out there with their cameras wanting something bad to happen so they can paint out white people to be so evil, like they always do, right? So these 8 people that showed up for this protest has instilled fear amongst the entire black community all across America. Oh my God, everyone is living in fear of the big bad 7-person protest that happened yesterday. And now, oh boy, they have to move Karmelo, right? They have to hide Karmelo. Meanwhile, Austin Metcalf's dad, his house is getting swatted. He's getting threats all the time. Do you see him acting like a victim? No, he's walking around by himself with an arm cast on. Even showed up to the Karmelo Anthony press conference. Do you see him? Oh my God, I'm fearing for my life. When he has an entire community of people coming against him, an entire community of people bragging about how his son died and how his next or his twin brother is next. But these people are going to hop on any opportunity to play victim because that's what these people do. And if you don't realize that by now, then I don't know what you've been doing with your life. But let's go ahead and dive into this information and find out a little bit more about what's going on here. But before we do that, people often ask, how can they support the channel? The answer to that question is very simple. If you like what you see here, if you like what you hear here, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, share the video on social media. Don't be scared or afraid to let your voices be heard. Drop a comment below and become part of the conversation. You don't got to agree with me. Those are all free ways, though, that you can support the channel. But if you want to take your support one step further, you could always send a super thanks or a cash app. It is greatly appreciated. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and find out more about what's going on here. Representatives for the family of Karmelo Anthony issued a news release on Monday saying that they are gravely concerned about threats being made against them. Because of the threats, the man representing Karmelo Anthony's family, the baby beater Dominique Alexander, says that the courts have approved for Karmelo to be moved from his home to an undisclosed location to ensure his immediate safety. According to the baby beater Dominique Alexander, over the past several days, there has been an alarming increase in death threats, continued harassment, and physical intimidation targeted at the family's home. Some of the harassment includes people visiting the Anthony home, loitering, taking photos of the property, false food deliveries, disturbing mailings, including Austin Metcalf's obituary, and people repeatedly circling the family home, taking photos, and attempting to provoke fear and intimidation, the news release states. We are sharing images and documentation of the threats the family has faced this past weekend to make the public aware of the dangerous atmosphere that has been created, an atmosphere fueled by organized hate, systemic racism, and intentional misinformation, says the baby beater Dominique Alexander. It is both heartbreaking and infuriating to see the depths of hate and bigotry still alive and well in our society, said baby beater Dominique Alexander. No family should have to live under siege simply because they are demanding their constitutional rights. We will not be silent and we will not back down. We are committed to doing whatever is necessary to protect this family and to ensure that justice is pursued without intimidation or fear. Another reason Karmelo was moved to an undisclosed location was due to a recent rally in Frisco. So, if you've been watching my videos, you already know that I warned you guys multiple times that this would happen. And just as expected, here comes the baby beater Dominique Alexander to just be over dramatic about yesterday's protest so he could use it as a golden opportunity to try to further paint Karmelo's parents and Karmelo out to be the victims in this story. To further pretend as if they're the ones, as if they're the main targets of all of the harassment. But I gotta give it to the baby beater. He did bring some evidence to back up these claims because, you know, he's claiming that they're getting this crazy level of harassment. And honestly, I don't see it. I cover cases like this one all the time. I usually see people get a lot more hate and harassment when they're acting as disgusting as Karmelo's parents, when they're harboring a murderer inside of their house, and when they're acting as if they're the victim, and when they're spreading lies and not being truthful about the case. We see families in these cases, at least the families of the suspects or the murderers, we see them get harassed all the time. But I'm just not seeing it here. I'm not saying that it's not happening, but it can't be happening on the level that the baby beater is claiming because we're not seeing any of this. Usually, we would have already had videos of people outside the house protesting and stuff like that. We haven't seen anything like that. But Dominique did bring some evidence, and here's his biggest bombshell piece of evidence right here. Someone mailed the Karmelo Anthony family Austin's obituary. God forbid that Karmelo Anthony's family had to see the obituary of the child that their kid murdered. God forbid they had to see the obituary. What did Austin's family have to see? What did Austin's family have to look at? They had to see their son in a casket. Karmelo's family, they're all complaining because they got an obituary in the mail. They didn't have to bury a son. The Metcalf family did. They had to see much more than an obituary. They had to see their son get lowered into the dirt. And I'm telling you right now, if you've never lost someone close to you, you don't get over that moment. seeing them in a casket is already hard enough. But once you see that casket get lowered into the dirt, that's some painful stuff. Trust me, I know all too well. But that's what the Metcalf family had to see. Meanwhile, oh my God, the Anthony family, they're such victims because they had to see the obituary for the child that their son killed. And we're supposed to feel bad for them. But that's not all. The baby beater Dominique, he brought some other evidence as well. Now, mind you, he's claiming that, oh my God, the threats are overwhelming. The harassment is so overwhelming. We got to hide Karmelo at a top secret base, right? As if Carmelo's the president of the United States or something. But I mean, the way the community is treating him, he's like their president. He's their idol. But, you know, to have these claims that you're getting this level of harassment, you should have some pretty hardcore evidence, right? Wrong. He has the obituary for Austin, and he also shared like 3 photos of DoorDash drivers or like Uber Eats drivers who I guess got prank called to their house. This, ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at right now is the bombshell evidence that Dominique Alexander has to back up his claims about this crazy level of harassment that is so crazy that people need to send money to the Karmelo family so they can hide Karmelo in a top secret location. Because an obituary was mailed to their house and they had about 2 or 3 Uber Eats drivers show up to deliver food and pizza that I guess weren't supposed to be there. Meanwhile, we have videos of Austin's father getting swatted. The videos are online. You can go see them. But we're supposed to care about this? You're making this big fuss about harassment and all of this, and this is the evidence you can produce? 3 pictures of Uber Eats drivers at your doorstep delivering food that you didn't even have to pay for? Oh God, so terrible. Man, you know that... Listen, I know we've felt bad. We have felt bad for the Metcalf family, but we need to sympathize with the Anthony family too. They are going through a lot right now. I mean, sure, the Metcalf family had to bury their kid, but Karmelo's family, they had some sesame chicken delivered to their door by some trolls. I mean, it's almost as bad as what the Metcalf family is going through. I mean, sure, Karmelo's supporters are making fake autopsy reports and fake police reports about Austin, but that's nothing compared to getting some freaking McDonald's delivered to your door that you didn't order. And you want us to believe that they're getting harassed on the level that you claim, and this is the best that you could produce? Photos that don't even show or prove this family is getting harassed. For all we know, they placed these orders. We know they've been getting a lot of Amazon deliveries and stuff at the house. But no, he had to have an entire news release today to release this evidence, right? And he worded it in a way as if, oh man, he's got the smoking gun to prove that racist white America is after Karmelo's family. And a lot of people will see the headlines and they won't read the details. They won't go into the details and realize that the harassment that he's talking about, the reason they had to move Karmelo to a top secret location is because they got like 3 Uber Eats orders delivered to their house that they didn't order because people are trolling. This is why they got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of your money for security to make sure those bad Uber Eats drivers don't get them, to make sure the mailman doesn't deliver any more obituaries to their house because, you know, they have a murderer child. Who knows how many people he's killed now. It's all so ridiculous, but it's all so predictable. And it's kind of hilarious seeing that this is all he could come up with. Because you know he wants to have more. And you know he wishes that rally, that protest for Austin was bigger and there was more crazy stuff going on. But this is how he's overreacting to the 7 people standing in the parking lot. Lord, just never underestimate these people's ability to play the victim. And it's hard to really understand how they're even capable of doing this. One moment, they're the toughest, most gangster street thug in the world. Don't touch me, don't mess with me, I'll shake you in the chest. Next minute, they're the victims. We're so scared of the Uber Eats deliveries, please help us. So annoying, but you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.